Good morning. Let us move further. Let us use equation 5. We shall use equation 5 to get the frequency in hertz. How to get frequency in hertz? To get frequency in hertz, we use this equation. F is equal to omega divided by 2 pi. So to get the frequency in hertz, we have to divide equation 5 on both sides by 2 pi. Let us divide equation 5 on both sides by 2 pi to get frequency in hertz. So let me write equation 5 as F is equal to Fc plus Kf divided by 2 pi into Em, or this may be further written as F is equal to Fc plus Kf into capital Em whole divided by 2 pi into cos omega m. Equation number, I think it is 10. Equation number 10. Let us try to find out. The maximum frequency deviation. Let us try to find out the frequency deviation from average frequency. What we are doing in frequency modulation, we are changing frequency of the carrier continuously in accordance with instantaneous value of modulating voltage. So whenever the modulating voltage is having higher instantaneous value, the frequency will be increased. So F will be large. In some cases, in what cases? When the instantaneous value of modulating voltage is small, the frequency of carrier is decreased in frequency modulated voltage. In that case, this F will be minimum. Let us first find the maximum value of F and minimum value of F. When we get maximum value of F by using equation 10, if cos omega mt is equal to plus 1. What is the maximum value of cos? Plus 1. What is the minimum value of cos? Minus 1. This F will be F max if cos omega t is equal to 1. And therefore from equation 10, F max will be equal to Fc plus Kf Em divided by 2 pi, equation number 11. Then we want to get F minimum. F minimum will be obtained when cos omega t is equal to minus 1. That is F minimum is equal to Fc minus K of Em divided by 2 pi, equation number 12. So maximum variation and minimum variation in the frequency of carrier voltage in the frequency modulated voltage is found by using equations 11 and 12. We know maximum variation in the frequency modulated voltage. We know minimum variation in the frequency modulated voltage. Let us find the frequency deviation. Let us find the frequency deviation, maximum frequency deviation in frequency modulated voltage. The frequency deviation is written as Fd, and this Fd is given by F max minus Fc. This is also given by Fc minus F minimum. Fd, frequency deviation. Frequency deviation in the frequency modulated voltage is given by Fd, that is equal to F max minus Fc, or Fc minus F minimum. If we go to equation 11 and this Fc is taken to this side, we will get F max minus Fc is equal to Kf Em divided by 2 pi. In equation 12, this F minimum can be taken to this side and this Kf Em by 2 pi is taken to this side. We will get Fc minus F minimum is equal to Kf Em divided by 2 pi. It means that in these two cases, this Fd is nothing but Kf Em divided by 2 pi, equation number 13. So frequency deviation in the frequency modulated voltage is given by equation 13. Fd is equal to Kf into Em divided by 2 pi. And what formula we can use for this? This one. Fd is equal to F max minus Fc, or Fd is equal to Fc minus F minimum. In both the cases, in both the formulas, value of Fd obtained is same. It is Kf Em divided by 2 pi. After getting frequency deviation in frequency modulated voltage, let us try to get the modulation index. We know modulation index Ma in amplitude modulation. Similar to that, modulation index in frequency modulation is given by MEF, and frequency modulation index or modulation index in frequency modulation is defined as the ratio of frequency deviation to the frequency of carrier voltage. MEF modulation index, modulation factor, delta modulation of frequency modulation is given as ratio of frequency deviation to carrier frequency. MEF is given by Fd divided by Fc. You know Fd is here, that is what? Kf into Em divided by 2 pi. Put this Fc here, and this is nothing but Kf Em divided by omega c. So modulation index of the frequency modulation is simply given by mf is equal to kf into em divided by omega c. It gives the depth of modulation or modulation factor of frequency modulation. It will be decided by em and omega c. Kf is a constant, proportionality constant. Of course, this proportionality constant decides the maximum variation in the frequency modulated voltage with respect to value of this em. After that, one more factor is there, which is known as frequency deviation ratio, delta. Frequency deviation, frequency modulation index or modulation index of frequency modulation, and finally we have one more term which is known as frequency deviation ratio. Frequency deviation ratio is represented by delta, and this delta is given by ratio of fd to fm. Frequency deviation ratio delta is defined as ratio of frequency deviation to the modulating frequency. This is equal to, what is fd? It is kf em divided by 2 pi. Put this fm here. So this is kf em divided by omega m. Or I may further write this delta is equal to kf em divided by omega m into omega c by omega c. Omega c get cancelled, omega c get cancelled. There will be no change in the equation of delta, the frequency deviation ratio. What is the value of mf from equation 14? Let us arrange this equation that way. Kf into em divided by omega c into omega c divided by omega m. What is this factor according to equation 14? It is mf, and therefore this delta is nothing but mf into omega c divided by omega m. Equation number 15. Delta, the frequency deviation ratio of frequency modulated voltage, is mf into omega c by omega m. Let us make use of equation 15 in equation 9. What is equation 9? It is expression for the frequency modulated voltage. So this equation may further be recognized is equal to EC sin omega c into t plus kf em by omega m. Kf em by omega m. What is kf em by omega m? Delta. So we can write this simply as delta plus delta sin omega m t. Equation number 16. One way of writing this equation. What is other way? Is C sin omega c into t plus, what is this delta? mf omega c by omega m. mf omega c by omega m sin omega m t Equation number 17. So, using the value of delta in this equation or in this equation, the equation for frequency modulated voltage, expression for frequency modulated voltage can simply be written as small e is equal to EC sin omega ct plus delta sin omega mt, or E is equal to EC sin omega ct plus mf omega c by omega m sin omega m. Of course, equation 16 and 17 both are same. They are just written in two different forms. In terms of delta here and in terms of modulation index mf here. Equation 16 and 17 are same. Only they are written in different forms. In one, delta is used, in other, mf along with these two angular frequencies are used. This is about expression for frequency modulated voltage. Hope you got it. And the next article is principle of demodulation. Principle of amplitude demodulation. Principle of frequency demodulation is not recommended for our syllabus. Only we are needed to study the amplitude demodulator, amplitude demodulation. We know what is amplitude modulated voltage. We know expression for amplitude modulated voltage. Expression for amplitude modulated voltage has three frequency terms, as you know. The original carrier voltage term, capital EC into cos omega ct. Lower sideband frequency term, MAAC divided by 2, or let me write the terms here. EC cos omega ct, first term. Other term is MAAC divided by 2 cos omega c minus omega m into t. The third frequency term is MAAC divided by 2 cos omega c plus omega m into t. Expression for amplitude modulated voltage has three terms. Original carrier frequency term, lower sideband frequency term, upper sideband frequency term. Original carrier frequency term has no information. It has no intelligence. So at the receiving end, for the receiving system, AC cross omega CT is not important. Then, two terms are left. Lower sideband is having the term omega, upper sideband is also having the term omega. Lower sideband as well as upper sideband both have the omega m term. This omega m has the intelligence that we are interested in. This omega m term has the information that we are interested in. So, we need the two sideband terms, the lower sideband term and the upper sideband term. Strictly speaking, we do not need these two terms. We need one of these two terms. Either you get lower sideband frequency term, delete upper sideband frequency term, one way. Other way, preserve upper sideband frequency term, delete lower sideband frequency term. If we go for either of these two terms, we will get the information. Let us suppose that one of these two sidebands is preserved. This sideband has the information, but this information is embedded. Omega C minus omega m. If lower sideband is considered, the information is embedded omega C plus omega m. If upper sideband is considered, you need a circuit which can extract omega m from lower sideband or from upper sideband. We need a circuit which can extract, which can recover the information omega m either from lower sideband term or upper sideband term. And the circuit used to extract omega m. The circuit used to recover the information omega m from either of these two frequency bands, either of these two sidebands. That circuit is known as amplitude demodulator circuit, amplitude detector circuit. The circuit used for extraction or to recover the information omega m from either of these two sidebands. That circuit is known as amplitude demodulator circuit, or simply amplitude demodulator or amplitude detector. Without amplitude demodulator or detector, it is not possible to extract the information omega m, and therefore we need such a circuit. We know that this is the lower sideband, this is the upper sideband. To recover either upper sideband, to recover the information either from lower sideband or upper sideband, we need non-linear circuit. We need non-linear circuit. Transistor, bipolar junction transistor is a non-linear circuit when it is used without biasing, when it is used at cutoff. Whenever transistor is used at cutoff, whenever transistor is used without biasing, transistor is a non-linear device. Strictly speaking, transistor will work as a square law device. Transistor will work as a square law device when it is a cutoff or when it is unbiased. So what we do, the amplitude modulated voltage can be given to the transistor at cutoff. What will happen? Depending on the transistor used, it will give us either lower side band or upper side band at the output. It will give us either lower side band or upper side band at the output. One side band will be automatically ignored, automatically deleted by the square law device. The rectifier diode is also square law device. If you don't want to use transistor at cutoff, you can use square law device. Diode as a square law device. Diode will do the same. Depending on how you have connected the diode in the circuit, it will provide you either lower side band or upper side band at the output. And the output will be having lower side band with this frequency and this frequency, or upper side band with this frequency or with this frequency. This frequency is very, very large. Comparatively, this frequency is very small. So at the output of the square law device, if you connect a capacitor, the capacitor will allow high frequency to pass to the ground immediately. And only low frequency will be allowed to pass to the output. And that is nothing but omega m. The information we interested in. This way the information can be recovered, can be extracted from the amplitude modulated voltage. This is the principle of amplitude demodulation. This is the principle of amplitude demodulator or amplitude detector. We shall use this principle, and with the help of this square law device, we shall extract the information we needed to extract from the amplitude modulated voltage. And therefore, the next and last article of this unit is linear diode detector or amplitude demodulator. We shall discuss this in the next lecture. Hope you got all these things taught in this lecture. Thank you.